Do you struggle with drawing mouths? Drawing the shape of lips and teeth? In this video, I'll show you how, even as a beginner, you can create beautiful mouth drawings. Join me for our step-by-step tutorial.
If you don't know me, my name is Lino, and I'm already here with my pencil for us to start. But before that, if you want to learn realistic drawings with me, I've made a video explaining everything about the technique that I use to create my realistic drawings. The name of the technique is construction routine, and I'm pretty sure that you're gonna love it. Just click in the first link of the description or in the link in my bio. And that's it, let's start.
To start, let's take a ruler and draw a horizontal line of about 7 centimeters. And then we draw a vertical line of about 3.5 centimeters. Keep watching the video and get a rough idea of the size. Then we make another one horizontally at the top, the same size as the one we made in the middle at the beginning. And then we make another one down here. The difference is that it is a little lower than the top line. Notice that the distance from the center down is different from the distance from the center up. And then we close the sides on one side and the other. To finish these guideline lines, we will make another line right here in this area, and also another one right here, in this place. Now we have all the guideline lines to make the draft of our mouth. Let's start by creating a line going out from the center and going to the right. Then we continue this line going to the left. Then at the corners, we will make a line going up here on the left side and also a line going up on the right side. The difference is that on the right side it will go up a little less. Then we make a line diagonally on both the left side and also on the right side, right? Based on these lines, we will create the curvature of the lower lip. Cool. Now starting here, going towards this middle region, and on the other side, is where we will create the curvature of the middle of the upper lip. And then we complete it with the corners of the mouth. And this is the main shape of the sketch of the upper lip. Now we will define the lower lips and also draw the teeth here of this mouth. Actually, what I will do here is a set of lines and also of spots. All of this in a darker place and in a lighter place to bring out the shape of this lip. To make it like mine, just keep looking at the image. Just pay attention to the guidelines we created at the beginning, which you will see how everything makes sense, where the tooth starts, where it ends, and also even its size. I will also soon do a small filling in this area, in the division between the teeth and the lower lip, which is where the background mouth appears. Now let's start shading here on our mouth, using this same light pencil, this H pencil. Actually, what I'm going to do here is a set of lines and also some stains. All of this in a darker place and a lighter place to bring the shape of this lip. To make it look like mine, just observe the video and make the lines exactly where I am making them. If you pay close attention, these areas that I am showing you in the video are the areas that I darkened the most, okay? And until the end of the drawing, these will be the areas that we will always add more contrast to achieve the shape we want for this mouth. So make sure to mark this mapped area in the video. Now with the darker pencil, the 4B pencil, I'm going to bring some contrast areas to the drawing. Like for example, this area between the teeth and the lower lip where the mouth appears. I'm going to color it all black. Now going back with the 4B pencil, we are going to do the same thing we did with the upper lips. Create the texture lines of the lip, okay? Just keep watching the video and observe each of the lines I'll be making. And also, just like the upper lip, which has regions that are darker, there will also be some here on this lower lip. Just notice which area I will be darkening more than the others. Notice that the details of the lip are being created a little above the curved line we made for the lower lip. Now we're going to work hard on the shading to give it this look here, much more realistic. Going back to our drawing, now what we are going to do is create all the textures of the bottom pencil using the HB pencil and also create the gradation details between these textures. You just need to follow along with the video and do it on paper in your own drawing. In the areas that are darker, which we need to darken more, like the corner of the mouth and the areas near the teeth, in those places we use the 4B pencil precisely to bring a darker tone and more contrast to the drawing. This really helps with the final quality of the drawing. Music. One important thing I have to tell you about this is that I am not pressing the pencil on the paper. I'm not putting too much pressure on it. So in the areas where I want to darken a bit more, that's when I press the pencil a little harder. But in the other areas that are lighter, I'm just going to pass a little graphite over the area and it will gradually fill in. And so we bring this result of darker regions and lighter regions that will shape this pencil. Music, follow what I'm doing in the video and keep repeating it in your drawing. Music. Now we're going to create shading below the mouth. This will bring a sense of depth between the lower lip and the chin. Music. Now we're going to do the upper lip the same way we did the lower lip. The darkening of the most contrasted regions. Which are the darker regions? And when it is much more contrasted, much darker than the other regions, we start applying the pencil in the lighter regions to bring a darker tone. Music. And don't forget to make the lines in the direction of the lip, in the direction of the teeth, to create the texture aspect for the lip. Now if you pay close attention, even when we press harder with the HB pencil, we can't achieve a much darker and more contrasted tone in the drawing. There was a pretty cool contrast of gray, but it wasn't enough. So for this reason, it's important to have another darker pencil. In this case, the 4B pencil is the one I'm going to use to further darken these tones. Just go over the areas we've already darkened with the HB pencil where it's darker. And this way the drawing will gain more contrast. Now I'm going to make a small indentation here in the division of the middle teeth, but it didn't need to be that dark. Make it lighter than mine, okay? Later I'm going to erase it. Now on the bottom part, now we are going to darken even more the darker parts of the drawing and homogenize. For that, I'm going to take a blending stump and we'll only go over the darker areas. If you don't have a blending stump, a regular cotton swab will do. At this stage, it's going to be different. We're going to go over the lighter areas in the center of the lip. I actually recommend that you use the tip of the blending stump that is clean. Or in this case, the tip of the cotton swab that is clean. So far, we have only homogenized the texture part. Now let's also do the bottom part of the curvature of the lip, okay? And we go back to the lip to bring more homogenization, okay? Just keep going over, especially in the areas that have the transition from dark to lighter areas. And now we also homogenize the lighter areas of the lip up at the top. Now let's go to this area here at the bottom of the lip, which is the shading actually between the bottom lip and the chin. Now we're going to add some brighter spots to bring a more realistic effect to the drawing. For this, I'm going to use the eraser pen, but you can use a regular eraser that you have around. And you don't need to press too hard. Just bring a little more brightness to the areas to create a nice and smooth effect for the drawing. An interesting thing is that to make realistic drawings, the best paper is not porous paper, okay? I only had some here at home, and that's why, to use it for this basic drawing, I decided to use this porous paper here. Now we're going to continue to add more contrast to the drawing. Now it will be a contrast only in texture. Let's take the 4B pencil and pass it along the texture of the drawing, especially in the darker areas. And that way we bring contrast to this texture and obviously contrast to the drawing, making it more vibrant. And we blend it again over the texture, this time a little lighter so we don't erase too much of the texture we created. Going back to the 4B pencil, we will create darker gradations. It's darker spots in the drawing area. So with this same 4B pencil, using circular movements, we will create dark gradations in the corner of the mouth, moving along the lower part of the upper lip to the other side of the corner of the lip to bring more darkness to the area and more contrast. And with the 4B pencil, we return to the other areas of the lip, both at the bottom and at the top too. Darken exactly in the areas where it should be darker. And now with the lighter pencil, the HB pencil, we will create an initial layer here on these teeth to create the effect of the tooth. The purpose of this drawing here is to be very basic. So let's create the lighter layer with the HB pencil. And with the clean tipped blending stump, we will spread a little of this layer over the teeth. Now we are going to create some spots in specific places on the tooth, but it can't be too dark because if that happens, it will look like the tooth is rotten, hollow, or something like that. So light and smooth layers. And the next step is to make the lighter areas with some eraser so the regions stand out. And we repeat the same thing on the other teeth. Just create the first layer with the HB pencil. Then we use the eraser pen, any eraser layer you have around, to create the lighter areas. After that, you use the eraser pen again to give a better homogenization and make it smoother. Just repeat these processes and keep watching the video so you can replicate it in your drawing. To bring even more life to our drawing, we will go back to the blending stump and darken the darker regions more. And now it's time to erase our guiding lines that we created back at the beginning, remember? Let's erase around so that only our drawing remains. And this area at the bottom of the lip is still very light. So I took the blending stump again and I'm going to apply it to the area to darken it a bit. And with the same blending stump, let's go to the corners of the mouth to create some spots, both in one corner and the other, and give the impression of curvature there in that corner of the mouth.
And the drawing is ready. If if you are a beginner and if you really want to learn realistic drawings, the best technique for you is the construction routine. And if you don't know how it works, I'll show you everything about it. Just click in the first link of the description or in the link in my bio. And that's it. I'll see you in the next video.